everybody. This is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. Welcome to this 30-minute practice. The Winter Wonderland series. Today we're doing a stretch. It's called the Elf Stretch. And as we know, elves work really hard during this time of the year, during the Christmas season. I would imagine throughout the year, but especially now. And as we're like little elves too. It's a busier time of the year, whether it's with work, whether it's work and parties, having people over, cooking, shopping. The list goes on. So if you're already kind of feeling stressed before this time of the year, during Christmas, then it's going to be even more, or Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. 2 blocks, and even if you're somebody that doesn't need blocks, this is a really nice class to use blocks. And it's a pure stretch. So what I mean by pure stretch, we're going to be using the breath count of 5 and 5. So inhale 5, exhale 5. If it's too long for you, you can't quite get that 5 count, just cut it down to 4 or to 3. But I'm doing 5, so you can follow me in that and using that rhythm. We'll be on our backs for a few. Oh, not just blocks, also a strap for later. We don't need it for quite a while, but that could be helpful towards the end. Okay, let's sit up nice and tall. Let's take the first few moments to sit and be. And let the eyes close, hands resting on your thighs, elbows soft, really heavy. Take a few exhales through the mouth, inhales through the nose. So elves need to restore. They need a restorative period of time in order to get back into their building of toys. So we're going to, we need it too. So that's what we're doing. This is for the elves in us. The next exhalation, I want you to completely empty the lungs. When I say completely, they will not be completely emptied, but as far as we can feel it. And we're going to do a 3-part breath. So just take an inhale first, just a regular inhale, then another exhale. I should have explained 3-part breath first. Inhale, breathe in, and exhale, breathe out. So 3-part breath is where you inhale from the lower part of your lungs, and then the middle, and then the chest. So you're going to take an inhale. Just listen to me first before you do it. Inhale through the nose, and then another sip, and then another sip until it reaches the collarbones, and then exhale is through the mouth, and it's one stream, one long stream. And you do that again. You go, and then a, and then a, and then a ha. Okay? Let's close the eyes again if you're looking at me. Let's do an exhale, then now we will begin. Exhale completely. This is done live, these classes, so there's nothing, I can't edit it. And then take an inhale, and then another inhale, and then a higher inhale, and then exhale, as if you're sliding down a ladder. So another term for this is ladder breathing. That's inhale, lower rung, then middle rung, then upper rung. And then slide down the ladder. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, another, and then exhale. Do 1 more on your own. And then a. Once that final one is complete, let's do regular Ujjayi breath. Inhale. 5 count breaths, exhale. Let's get into the rhythm. Inhale. And exhale. And then gently open the eyes and let's come onto our backs. No need for blocks or anything. Oh yes, use your blocks. I'll show you in a second. Just have them near you. Let's hug your knees into your chest. Do some gentle rocks from side to side. And then place your feet flat on the ground, knees pointing up. Open the feet wide into as wide as the width of the mat, and bring your arms to this shape of a cactus or goalpost arms. Elbows are bent. And we're going to sway from side to side. And you can just turn your head to the opposite direction of the knees. This is a nice way to stretch out the neck. So this is a stretch, but we have a combination of passive stretch, holding, and also dynamic, just like what we're doing now. Move, stretches that move. Let's come back up, keep the knees pointing up, keep the feet wide. We're going to drop the knees to the right, and you're going to take your left arm, keep your right arm where it is, and just turn the hand down, and turn and look to the left. So you're looking at your left shoulder. So right arm is in that goalpost arm, left fingers are down, and then we're going to switch. Left legs over to the left, left arm into that goalpost, right fingers down. So just kind of like, what kind of wooden dolls are these? Or I'm trying to remember okay, it will come to me. So from side to side, as a dance, there's a movie. It's at the tip of my tongue. So you're a wooden doll. You're one of the elves' toys. Oh, I think it was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Let's come back to neutral. Now bring the arms into those goalpost arms. And just take a moment here and then hug your knees into your chest. Take hold of that right knee with that right hand. Extend your left leg on the ground, left arm reaches back. So you might have to make sure you have space. And then let's switch. Left hand on the left knee, right arm stretches. Right knee to your chest, left leg extend, left arm stretches. And let's keep going back and forth. And then bring your both knees into your chest, give yourself a hug. And then place the soles of the feet together. Now this is where the blocks I would recommend blocks. Try them. And if you don't have blocks, then you don't have them, so you don't have to try them. Take the blocks underneath the outer legs of the thighs, soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. So you could put pillows underneath if you'd like. And bring your hands, so we're in this shape where we're gently opening those hips. Bring your hands, interlace them, but keep the palms facing down or in towards each other. And then take an inhale and exhale, bring the arms back behind you. So it's an inhale. And then exhale, bring the arms back up so that they're pointing to the ceiling, and let's do that again. Inhaling, bringing the arms back behind you. And then exhaling, lifting the arms up. What's this all about? We're getting into the shoulders. It's just a gentle stretch. Now, if you want to take this a little further, spin the palms up. Now towards the ceiling, and then bring the arms back. and then lift up as you exhale. Release. So this is stretch. This is not abdominals. This is not about core. This is about getting into the fascia and the tendons. And then bring the arms back behind you and take a moment here. Take a deep breath in. Let the lower back arch, inhaling. And then exhale. And then release the hands back onto your rib cage. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let the legs get heavy, just like heavy curtains in a theater. Just heavy, 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 heavy. Make fists with your hands. Place the fists on your temples, and then open up the elbows wide. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Bring the elbows in towards each other. Keep as if your hands are stuck. Your fists are stuck to your temples. Open, inhale, arch the back. And then exhale, bring elbows in towards each other. Inhaling, open, shoulder stretching. One more time, elbows in towards each other, and then release the arms. Hug your knees into your chest and roll all the way up. Come onto your hands and knees. Take your blocks, shoulder distance, and place your hands on the blocks or on the ground and press into child's pose. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then let's come to all fours. Let's do a few cats and cows to just warm up the spine. Wrists, hands are on the ground, underneath the wrists. The wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then inhale, arching the back, 5 counts. And then exhaling 5 counts into cat. Using your breath, inhaling. Opening up the heart, arching the back, and exhaling, rounding. Our spines are very happy when you do cats and cows. And then come back to neutral. This time bring the blocks closer to you and place your hands on the blocks. If you don't have blocks, when I say blocks, you have your hands on the ground. Take your left foot outside the left block, slide your right knee back, come into a beautiful, gentle lunge. Yeah. Take your right hand off the right block and just slide it underneath your left leg with the palm down. So you're in this just gentle twist. You're looking, you're breathing, as if there's something interesting happening to the left. And then take that right hand back on the block. This time, left arm lifts up to the sky, coming to that revolving lunge. Opening up the heart, breathing deeply. Lowering that left hand down, take an inhale, go deeper into that lunge. That's the beauty of the blocks. And then exhaling, fold, straightening your front leg. You could keep your toes flat here so that you can get into all the way up the front. We're used to coming onto our heels in this half split. I want us to straighten those legs so you can get stretched through the shin, and then re-bend your left knee. So people who take my classes daily, that's who I'm really speaking to, because we do come onto our heels. So some of you might actually like coming into the heels, but those that are taking the class live, I want you to keep those feet flat on the ground, and then bend, and then straighten. This time bend, go deeper into that that lunge, curl the back toes under, lift the right knee off the ground. Take your right back heel, pull it towards you, so pull it towards the front of the mat, roll onto those toes. Keep the spine nice and long and straight, and then press into an imaginary wall with that heel behind you. Take a deep breath in, draw tummy muscles in so you get a nice hamstring stretch here. And then lower your right knee down. Place your left knee next to your right and stretch into your child's pose. Breathing in. Less is more when we do these restorative classes. And then come to all fours. Now the right foot, it comes outside that block, that right hand. Slide your left knee back. Take your left hand and just slide it underneath your right leg with the fingertips down and just a gentle looking to the right. You should feel this in your left hip flexor. And then take your left hand, place it back on the block, right arm reaches. Now we're in a revolving lunge. You don't have to lift your back leg up because we're concentrating on our hip flexors right now. Our outer hips, twisting out the tension. As elves, we get so much tension because we're having to work so hard. And place the right hand back down on the blocks so the hands are on the blocks. And then straighten your front leg. Keep the foot flat or come onto the heel if you're not used to the heel, and then rebend your right knee. So live people, keep that right foot flat as opposed to on the heel. One more time, and then bend your right knee. And then curl the back toes under, lift that knee off the ground. That left heel, I want you to roll onto your toes a little bit more. Bring the heel up towards the ceiling and come up nice and tall. Press into the ground. And then imagine that there's a wall just almost touching that left heel and you're pushing into it. Soften the shoulders down, breathing in, drawing the tummy muscles in and up to support your back. So it's a little tiny, it's hardly even perceptible. When I say that, it's like, I don't even feel it happening. You are doing it just by thinking it. And then lower your left knee down, bring your right knee back together, and then stretch into your child's. Inhaling. You can always open the knees wide, let the forehead rest on the ground. And then come back to all fours. Hands are on the blocks. And I want you to just take your right knee and slide it between the blocks or between your hands. And you're sitting on that heel. So you're not in a pigeon. Your knee would normally be out to the right. We're in a straight line here. And taking an inhale, maybe even coming onto those fingertips, lifting up. Now, you might say to yourself, oh, not much is happening. There is enough happening in this left hip flexor. If you want to do a pigeon with the right knee out to the side, you can feel free to do that. I'm going to do this version because we don't always get to, this is a rarity, this one. Pigeon is more common. And breathe, and we'll do that as we come down onto our backs. Just feel the stretch. Just move the hips from side to side just a little bit, just to find those sweet spots. And then slide your right knee back and then left knee forward. It's as if you're on a tightrope. Come onto I know some people have knee issues, so you might have to adjust that knee a little bit and play with what works for you. Soften the shoulders down. Breathing in. I used to have, knock on wood, lots of problems with my right knee. And I think since I've been doing the planks, which we do every week, a 2-minute plank for the live classes, I think that's changed, made a difference. Slide your left knee back and press into that child's pose again. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then coming up to all fours, come onto your right hip. And you can have your blocks near you for when we do some stretches. We're going to take our left leg out. So you start off in a straddle. So your straddle, my straddle is relatively wide. Not everybody's is going to be as wide, or maybe it'll be wider. Right foot inside your left thigh. So you take your hands behind your bottom, just kind of lift it up and wiggle it. And then we're going to twist. So this is where you might find blocks for your friend. Lift up tall. And I want us to maintain a nice tall spine. If you have chronic back problems, or if you have acute, you don't want to be doing anything right now. But if you have a chronic, you just round the spine and fold forward. If you don't, I want you to maintain a nice tall spine. And if that means that you're twisting, if that means you're hardly coming down at all, you can, like you're barely folding, that's where I want you to be. I want you to feel something. Now, I'm pretty flexible, so I can come lower. So I might take my blocks, slide them forward. Some of us can go lower. As long as that spine stays nice and long, unless you have these tender backs, then you always round the spine. And there's a bend to the knee. And then let's slowly lift ourselves up. Let's switch the legs, right leg out to the side, left foot inside your right thigh. Bring your hands behind your hips and just lift yourself up and then lower yourself back down. And then take a little twist. Make sure your toes are pointing upwards. They're not flopping to the right. Their heel is on the ground. Lift up tall. I'm not going to go through the tender back thing. You know what to do. Otherwise, spine is nice and long. You're going to fold forward. And some of us might barely come down. We're almost sitting upright. That's enough. Some of us can come a little lower depending on the flexibility. If you do have knee issues, the knees are really, really soft here. There's a bend. If you don't, then you can kind of kick through that heel and straighten the leg a little bit more. And breathe in. And breathe out. There's nothing like this stretch. You're getting into so many parts of your back, your hips, your hamstrings. Let's lift up tall. Let's just take a little hug of the knees, cross those ankles. Just little rocks. And then let's just change the cross. I haven't done it with the crossed knees. This is crossed ankles, I mean. I'm all of a sudden realizing, why haven't I ever done this kind of stretch with my knees up like this? Okay, so legs now out, and you choose the width. Just as long as your toes are pointing up. Once they start flopping out, you have to bring them closer together. You have to dig the heels into the ground. Let's lift up nice and tall. And then you're going to come forward. We're going to another passive stretch. Now, if you're the same thing here, tender backs round, not backs that are just pretty healthy. I want you to extend through that spine, and then you come lower down. And you can use these blocks to place your forehead on the block. Now, I need it a little bit lower, but some of us will put it as high as possible. Some of us will never touch that block at all, and then we're going to pause here and take some deep breaths here. spine is long, not rounded in this shape. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. So we're getting into the inner thighs. You can feel the stretch. If you can't, then come a little bit lower. Where's your toes? Just check in again every so often. Where are they? Now we're stretching out the fascia inside the thighs, in the backs of those legs, lower back. And then let's walk our hands up. So when we do actual, and then bring the hands underneath the knees and spin our legs forward. When we do more, sometimes we can hold the stretches for up to 5 minutes, and then you get even further, deeper into those, the fascia. Let's come onto your backs. Let's hug your knees into your chest. Let's rock our knees from side to side. Let's take the right ankle on the left thigh. Bring your hands behind the thighs or on the shins. So the thigh version is, I'll do the thigh version. Hands behind. Right hand between the legs, left hand. This is for people who cannot get hold of that shin. Not that you need to. You can get a good stretch here. And you could hold this for a little bit longer. Because of the length of the class, which is 30 minutes, I have to speed this portion up a little bit. So you could stay longer. Let's take the left thigh on the right, the left ankle on the right thigh, hand behind the thigh or on the shin. So you feel the stretch in that left glute muscle, the outer edges of those hips, which is so important to stretch. And then let's hug both knees into the chest, and let's extend left foot to left corner, right to right. Now the feet can splay open. You could slide your shoulder blades down your back, let the palms spin upwards. Chin is slightly tucked. Take a deep breath in and let your lower back melt into the ground. Let yourself be here in Shavasana, our final resting pose. Feel let the body get heavy. What happens is we're still holding on. Do you notice that? I notice that in my own body. I'm still kind of tense, and I have to actually give my body permission to just. So elves. And while you remain on your back for another minute or two, you don't have to stay long because we did a restorative, or you can stay as long as you like. You don't have to rush. I'm going to come up into my cross-legged seat. You might be a person that says, I want to do some meditation today, so I'm going to now sit up. We always come into this shape anyway, into our cross-legged seat. But if you want to continue on with meditation, ideal. You're ready. You're prepared. Then you can close your eyes and you could sit 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long. Just being here in this moment. Reveling in this deliciousness of being, stretching, taking time for yourself, away from all the craziness outside of us. Let's keep our inner world calm, even though everything outside is spinning. That's what this is all about. And as I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal this practice, I hope you enjoyed yourself, you feel more relaxed, you're ready to get on with your day. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy. This is a great class for also an evening, for evening, morning, any time of the day. Namaste.